We're here with John Karley, the president of the Canadian Vintage Modified Club. John, how long have you been in that role?
This is my fifth time as president. I was president back in the early 2000s. I've been in the club since 1989. Well, 87 helping Charlie back, and then 89 I bought my own car from Murray Tim, and I've been doing it ever since. It's what I do for the summer.
Yeah. In recent years, like everyone, it's legendary, your club, and a great history. But last couple of years, you've been issues with car counts and, being a traveling series. So when you came back into power, I guess, or took the reins of it again this time, you had some challenges, and it seems like you've had a pretty successful off season in terms of re-strengthening the club.
It surprised everyone. It surprised me. It surprised everybody I've talked to. It has surprised us that it has taken off the way it has. We as a club, I'm not here to point fingers at any one committee, any one person, or any one team. We as a whole organization let ourselves down. We were down at one point to 6 cars. That's just not good for our organization. And I honestly believe that if I didn't run this year as president, if I didn't take over and make some major changes, in my opinion, the club was going to be done after 55 years. It started in 1966. So I honestly believed in my heart that this would be the last year for the club.
Wow.
So I put that pitch forward when it come time for elections in the fall. The club listened, and I started the ball rolling with making some phone calls to. I find it hard, and I've said this a couple of times to numerous people that I find it very hard to talk about this from my perspective, because I'm not here to take credit. I'm not here to pat myself on the back. I'm to keep this ball rolling and keep the excitement back in our club and build our club back up. So I knew that in order to do it, we had to change from the old way of doing things to 2020. We needed to change from strictly leaf spray suspensions. So we made that change. We changed to coilovers. Let me back up. First, I went to the club. I had a general meeting in January. I explained to the club what I wanted to do. And I explained to the club that we're going to run this as a business, not as just a hobby. We're going to run it as if I'm the CEO. I don't know how else to say it. That I'm going to make the decisions. I'm not going to keep bringing it back and having 31 different teams have different opinions and different say. We're going to do what's in the best interest of racing for the Canadian Vintage Modifieds and racing for short track racing in Southern Ontario as a whole. Mm-hmm. That includes partnering with Inside Track Motorsport News, Young Drivers of Canada come on as a title sponsor. That helped get the ball rolling a little bit more. I know me and you talked earlier about the car show. We were really excited being part of the car show. We did get to put 5 cars in the show, and we had pretty good turnout for Saturday for when you were open.
For everyone just to let everyone know, so in addition to us doing Inside Track Motorsport News, we also put on the annual Motorama Custom Car Motorsports Expo at the International Center. The date for that was March 13, 14, 15, just as everything was coming down with the coronavirus.
Yes.
And we had move in on Thursday, but by that point there were rumbles about things being shut down. Friday we kind of had the double whammy with the teacher strike situation and their labor issues. So didn't really have a lot of the students come out that usually do on the Friday. And then we opened Saturday. It was actually a pretty good turnout at times.
Yep.
Everyone was keeping social distancing and washing their hands, and we kind of had to cancel some of the things where people would be tightly grouped together, like the Fast Eddie short track and drag racing night of champions, so people weren't sitting on top of each other. But otherwise, everyone was really well behaved, and the show from our perspective had never looked better. It's like the cars were amazing. The displays were incredible.
Well, you and
And
your team did an amazing job with that show.
yeah,
It is so.
and you guys too, to be a part of it. Like, you really stepped up this year. Like, the CVMs had a great presence, and you know, to reinforce all your great off-season news and
Well, we want to
progress
work
you
with
guys
you
have
for
made.
next year.
Yeah.
We'll throw that out there. We want to work with you. We had 5 cars in that show.
No, it
I
was
want 8
amazing.
to 10. I want
Yeah.
8 to 10. I want a big booth. I want to have. We just want to make a big bang. We want to go more with what we've done, and more with building up what you've done. True, the show was extraordinary. It's just sad that COVID-19 happened, and
Yeah.
we all had to back down.
No, it got us, but also everyone's in the same boat. From, you've got your own business, you're dealing with it now, so
Yes,
it's the same thing. We got whacked, everyone got whacked, but a lot of goodwill and support for what we did. We stayed open as long as we could, and you hate to wish your life away, but we're already looking forward till next year.
yes, yes, and we will be part of it. We're going to keep moving forward. And I'm sorry because I get long-winded. I get talking, and I don't.
No, this is great. I appreciate you coming on.
I have a hard time. Adam Ross at one time did an article for Inside Track when I can't remember the date. I wish I could, because I had it for years, and one of my moves it disappeared. But I was on your inside back cover or outside back cover as a feature, as a driver for back then the hobbies.
Yep.
And it was pretty cool to be able to say, yeah, that's me. I'm in Inside Track. So just nice to be involved with you again and going forward.
No, absolutely. And we're all excited. Like, that's one of the things during the off season that's been on everyone's radar, the progress that your club has made. And you mentioned it a little earlier, but it's no small thing, like to have title sponsor on your series this year with Young Drivers of Canada. So how did that come about?
That was Jared Murphy runs. He has a couple of dirt cars, he's got a TQ midget, he's got go-karts, he's got a hobby car, vintage modified. His parents own a few franchises in the Young Drivers deal. And when I took over, I called all the old drivers. I called everybody I could to find out why their cars were parked, what we needed to change to make them come back out, and what we could do. Through those conversations, part of it was suspension, part of it was money, part of it was attitudes. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to make some changes. So I explained that to the drivers when I called them. And Jared said, all right, let me put this out there. If you're willing to do and stand up for what you believe in and work on this, I will talk to Young Drivers of Canada, and we will see what we can do to come on board this year to help get the ball rolling. So I offered them a title sponsorship. I mean,
nice.
And they accepted the terms that I had, and I accepted their terms, that we're going to push to build the club up and push to build racing up in general. And we're going to do this year, and then at the end of this year, then they want to sit down and see how it all worked. But it sounds very positive going forward. It sounds like they're going to come back. And then Sauble Falls Tent and Trailer Park up at Sauble Falls, Ontario, they have sponsored my car for years. He stepped up and became an associate sponsor. Inside Track came. Touchwood Cabinets out of Oakville, they came on board with decent sponsorship. Ron Easton with his racing stuff in Oakville Trailers doubled his sponsorship from last year. So as the ball started rolling and as new teams started signing up, sponsorship started getting bigger. So I mean, we're at $30,000 mark now in sponsorship for a club, which is, from what I'm being told, pretty good for the club, where what's going on out there in the world, not just COVID-19, but what's going on out there in the world with business and racing, that we're on a pretty good roll.
Since 1945, Toyo Tires has been making quality products. It doesn't matter where you go or what you do. There's a Toyo adventure for those who dare to dream.
Looks like those tires are well tested.
Hey Matt, let's play.
For your drive, dare to dream. Toyo Tires.
That is really neat thing about your club that in addition to the drivers being well known and having characters through the years, the cars are as well.
Each car has a story. And when you buy a car, so the first car I bought from Murray Tim was Murray Lockhart's old car back in the 70s, back in the 80s. Murray Tim bought it. It had a 4x4-inch frame on it. The thing was heavy. But then Murray Tim had it, and he bought a different car, and then I bought that car, and then I changed the frame. Then I sold the body to the Woolseys, and that went on to another car, and it just back and forth, back and forth. So every car has a story. Every driver has a story. The VROA in the States, the Vintage Racers of America out of Michigan, 15, 20 years ago, come to us and ask whether they could use our rule book and start the same as what we have in Michigan. And they did. They became pretty successful. And then they started dying off. Now they're building their club back up as well. So
Okay.
it's hard to do a invitation. It's hard to do a Canadian American series like we did back in the day because of crossing the border. Not just with COVID-19, but passports and the restrictions crossing the border are really hard for short track racing.
Okay. All right. And then just talking about your schedule. So this year, when are you scheduled to start? How many races? Where are you racing?
May 2nd is our opening day at Flamboro Speedway.
Yeah.
I want to stay as positive as I can, but I'm thinking we might lose May, but that hasn't been officially. We haven't been told that yet. I've talked to John Caselli. We're in talks with the powers that be to make those decisions. But it seems like every decision that's getting made is a 2-week window, is a 14 or 15-day window to see where the numbers go. So we're hoping we can start May 2nd. We have 2 races in May. We're running 14 shows strictly at Flamboro. We're not racing anywhere else. Mm-hmm. All the shows will be at Flamboro. There's 2 in May, 3 in June, 3 in July, 4 in August, and 2 in September.
Okay.
So, and they're 30. We're going back to heat races. We're going back to 3 heats. We've changed our lap count to 30 laps. And August 29th, we're doing a memorial race in conjunction with Flamboro Speedway. They have their memorial night that night. So we're doing a 40-lap, $1,000 to win race.
Oh, wow. So that memorial, that honors a bunch of past racers at Flamboro?
The Flamboro Speedway Memorial is anybody who's ever raced at Flamboro. Their names are read out at the intermission. They do a little program. But because we've came back full steam for the season, for the 14 shows, I asked John whether we could run as all the shows that night are invitationals. So, and our show was just a regular show. So I said, can we make it a special show without making it invitational? Any American driver that wants to come up and run with us can come run with us any night. Every one of our shows is an invitation. You want to come run, and we would love to. If guys want to go down and run with them, they can. We just don't want to interfere with each other's shows or car counts.
Right.
So our August 29th show is we're selling laps. As many people want to buy 1 lap, it doesn't matter. Just to be honored, whoever you want within the club, outside of the club. If you have a loved one and you love racing and you want to help the club, then all of that money goes back into the show that night with our club.
Oh, neat.
So it's because I own Georgetown Printing, I'm going to put a little booklet together that has all the laps with the names of whoever sponsored a lap for a loved one. And if they want a picture, they can email me a picture, and beside their name on that lap, it'll have a picture of their loved one. It'll say, like mine would be John Karley for Gene Karley for my dad, and there's a picture of my dad beside it.
Oh, cool.
So that's open. We're already up over $1,000 for that race.
Wow.
Plus the $1,000 to win. Our opening day is 6. We're gonna pay on a weekly basis $425 to win. Where the last 10 years we ran double features, and if you won both, you got like $280. So we're going to run a 30-lap feature and pay $425 to win. Opening day, Dave Frank's photos put extra money in, and we're $625 to win on opening day. So we're on a
Nice.
roll with all of that. We get, like I said, 31 teams. 26 have said they're going to run. So there's 31 teams that have said they'll run at least one night, and 26 teams that have said they're going to try and do 100%.
Wow.
So we should have full car counts at every show.
That'll be something to see. I know everyone's going squirrely about waiting for the snow to go away, and it's a long winter anyway. But you especially, you got to see all this hard work and what's supposed to happen, what will happen. It must just seem like it's teasing you that it's taken so long.
I don't sleep at night.
Yeah.
Between my race team, between what's going on in the world right now, and putting a club together, I reached out to my committee, and everybody has a hand here and there on doing the stuff that needs to be done to get this to continue the momentum. But ultimately, I don't sleep. I just lay there and wake up every hour. There's a notepad on my headboard, and without turning a light on, and you laugh because you probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I know there's some race car builders out there that I know for a fact do it. That we have a notepad by the bed. You don't even turn the light on. You get a thought at 3 o'clock in the morning. You reach up, scribble something, and hope you can read it in the morning.
Exactly.
What was that? Oh, I can't.
It was brilliant. What was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've all done that. I do that with ideas. I'll just I'll be in the middle of something. I'll think, oh, that idea, just hold on to it. And then 2 minutes later, it's like, what was that? Let's go on. Yeah.
Always nice to write the notes down. Keep notes.
Yeah, and then like many of us, we'll just watch any racing. I know last week, I guess Sunday, end up watching an iRacing NASCAR race, and then
I know. And so, how do you feel about that? Because they're doing Texas, and it's not on FS1. They're actually doing it on the Fox network. Anybody that has the Fox network can sit and watch the Texas race, iRacing. But
there's
you can join
different elements to it. It was kind of funny, like that. People who aren't racers are amazing at it, and then real racers who are busy with lives and family and racing aren't that great at it. So it was kind of a funny thing to watch last week. Like I saw the jokes about Jimmy Johnson being a weapon, and and all the commentary, and like it looked like real racing, and like
it was entertaining
when it was coming down to the end with Hamlin all over
Oh, Junior.
Yeah, it was like, this is all right. Like I've seen worse real races. Like this was all right. So
and somebody posted. I don't know whether it was later that day or whether it was Monday morning. They posted a virtual argument in the pits, in the garage area, with Denny and Junior.
Yeah.
But it's different. But is that our new world? So Joe Public can join that race. They pay whatever is $100, whatever it costs you. You can race against the best and now they're talking about doing Indy cars.
Yeah, I think this weekend they're doing an IndyCar race. I don't know. I think it's fun. And then the other hand, I watched Sunday afternoon. It was I think 1986 from Richmond.
Yes.
And that looked like that. What a throwback that was. That was fun to watch. Like all the old names, and some here, some not anymore. But like that was hilarious. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. I was sitting there watching it. Like, if you could go back to no aero, cars sliding around like that, they look like real cars.
And a Monte Carlo looked like a Monte Carlo. And
I know.
They all look like their brand.
And if there was, get rid of the chase and the stages and just go back to that, like if you could go in a time machine, I'd go back there to watch races anytime.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But anyway, just the things we're doing to get through it. So the show is usually a part of it where you talk a lot of racing, see a lot of people, and then it's not too long till you're at the track. But we've all got to wait this year a bit.
And we're going to get there. I've talked to through social media a couple of young people that are starting in mini stocks have made comments. We're not going to be racing this year. We're not going to. They're down. And I've posted on theirs, and I said you really need to be positive. The world isn't ending. At some point we're going to race this year. Whether we race in front of no crowd, there are no problems, only solutions. Yeah. So if it gets down to that we still can't have anybody closer than 6 feet, all right, then that's how you sit in the stands. 6 feet around. You bring your hockey stick, and if you can touch somebody, you're too close.
Yeah.
If we have to do that, if not, if we have to just have no fans and we stream it, you know, there's ways to get around what we need to do to put the cars on the track and still keep this going.
Well, you
This isn't
tell
going to
people
kill
are
racing.
no, people are passionate about it. They miss it.
Yes.
It's like they want to get out more than ever now. Like everyone's going squirrely. You know, how many times can you walk your dog?
Yes. So that being said, anybody listening to us, anybody reading what is written about what's going on with the club, keep that passion. Don't when we get into late May, early June, don't sit on your couch and go, there's a 20% chance of rain, so I'm not going to go out.
Yeah.
Go to the track, because you need to support all these companies that support us. It's not just supporting Flamboro Speedway or Sunset Speedway or Salvo or any track that you're supporting. It's supporting all of the businesses that are on the cars that are supporting the teams.
Yeah.
You need to, it's our job as an organization and as team owners and as advertisers in Inside Track. It's your job and my job to get our fan base and our customers to go to that company and ask for a quote.
Yeah.
It's not our job to sell a product. It's our job to get them in the door. You go there, you ask for the quote. If you're not happy with the quote, that's the company that we're dealing with. That's between you and them. So deal with that. But our job is to get you there. So we need you to pick up the phone and you see a car that you like, call their sponsor. Say, hey, I saw your car at the track. It was really great to see. Just call them to say that. That's all you have to say. Just support us so that we can keep doing this and then we can support them.
No, absolutely. Anyway, just really appreciate you coming on here today and chatting with us right before the weekend, and hope you have a great one. If people are interested in the club, some more information, what should they do? Where can they look?
www.vintagemods.com. Yes, .com.
All right.
That's our website. On Facebook, just search up Canadian Vintage Modifieds.
Okay.
If you do that, you hit the like button or join. You're automatically joined if you hit it. We don't screen you if you come, but we ask that you're positive. Don't come on and give us negative comments. Come on, give us the positive comments. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
We do a countdown of all by number. So we're at 37, Dave Elliott and Dave McKee right now. So every day you'll see whatever number it is. So tomorrow will be 36 would be Gary Elliott, Richard Shearer. There's a few, but you see that every day. So if you're on our Facebook page, you get to see the cars. Hit the photos button. You can go down and see all the cars from the past and relive some of that. So we're still coming out. We're still going to be bumping and banging, not on purpose, but we do make contact, and we do still race. We're not just a show.
No, they're great cars and lots of character, and just the thought of seeing 26 plus of them on the track this year is just awesome.
I'm looking forward to it.
Can't wait.
I'm looking forward to the fans coming back out and having fun, and we'll do some stuff. We're gonna do a couple of specials on Sundays where we invite the fans to come to the track. We're gonna allow like our personal supporters to take the cars out, do a couple of laps. Bring the fans out. They can hear the cars running. They can see the cars. It won't just be our division. We're gonna invite everybody. Invite street rods, whatever. Come on out. It's not a practice session. You're not going out to do balls to the wall racing. You're just gonna go out one at a time, do a couple of laps, come back in, have some hamburgers and hot dogs, and really enjoy at no cost. We just want to get people to the racetrack. Come to the racetrack. See what it's all about.
Good man. Okay, John.
All right.
Anyway, yeah.
Thank you.
Really appreciate you, coming on with us today.
Thank you very much.